Gogoltech's newest endeavor is a chip implanted into couples' brains to merge their thoughts.
Hazel and I are users one. Our minds will be one.
Right off the bat in episode 1, we get this musical number between you, Billy, and Cristin, and I'm just glad to get this moment to let your musical ability shine. I wondered, did we know from the get-go that there'd be singing involved?
I think I did, because I knew about that scene coming up. I read it. I definitely was aware, and I remember trying to find, I've been asked to sing in a couple things, and I tried to make it so that Hazel wasn't a singer, but could sing on pitch. I made a conscious effort when we did that in the recording booth to not fully do it, but to be she wouldn't know how to sing. She could maybe hold a tune and that's it. But yeah, it was very fun. And I love that scene is so creepy with that song, and all the things that happen while it plays is so creepy. And I really like that.
I've been asked to not sing in every episode.
Well, I mean, Ray, I was going to say, I haven't seen the episode that it's in yet, but one of the teasers gives us your cover of Beyonce's Crazy in Love, which took my breath away. I was moved by that. I wondered what that experience was like for you. We're kind of,
I hate to, again, you're going to make me admit something that I'm going to be criticized for, but I had never really heard the song before, but that worked in my favor because I just recited it the way I heard it in my, I wasn't singing it.
You crushed it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It was good. It was good that I could just give it my own read. I wasn't influenced by this Beyonce singer who's supposed to be popular. I'm assuming she's very popular. No, of course I know who she is, and she's wonderful.
I want to talk broadly. I mean, this series definitely talking about the way technology, our pop culture, really shapes our idea of what love is, our conception of love. And I, like so many other people, was raised in front of the TV. I think beyond my own parents, my understanding of love and relationships came from television shows, movies, that sort of thing. So I wondered, for each of you, can you think of an example of a formative relationship on screen that you saw and you're like, oh, that's what love is, where it kind of clicked, or you always held in esteem as the ideal couple? That's kind of a weird question, I know, but maybe Billy, do you have anything in mind?
Cool. That's a cool question. I like that, man. Go, Cristin. You had an answer.
No, I was going to be a real negative Nancy about this, so you should go first.
Oh man. It's so stupid to me. I think I'm stuck in fairy tale land, and the first time I thought of romance was watching that old Cinderella and so this is love, da 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 da, or Wally and stuff. It's all that stupid stuff.
Wally.
Wally's great.
Wally's beautiful.
Yeah. I know, and they love each other.
They love each other.
Eve. Oh God.
I have to go with a father and a child relationship, because that's what I'm dealing with in the show, and I'm a sucker for John Voight and what's the kid's name? Gosh, where he's the boxer and he dies at the end. Champ, right?
Oh, yes.
Ricky Schroeder was the kid, and
yes.
and he's the father, Champ, and he dies at the end, and the kid's at his side crying. And he's a flawed man, who's trying to connect with his son, who he wasn't around for. So that's kind of what Herb's doing, and he also has a sex doll. That's all you got to know. Yeah.
And Cristin, I'm curious about your negative take on this.
I was just going to say that a lot of the things I grew up watching were not the best examples. Pretty Woman, The Little Mermaid. They're you can be with him, but you got to give up your voice and you can never see your family again. I would say that I'm glad we're moving very far away from that. I think that there is a whole generation of people who didn't have the greatest example of what love can be. but I'm sure there are ones in there that I'm forgetting, but those were the ones that came to mind. So, so sorry.
Thanks for bringing it down. Thanks for bringing the room down.
I know, I wrote it down, but that's how I feel.
No, you're right.
I think that's an interesting point. I mean, Byron, for example, to talk about the series, I think is probably someone whose understanding of love is shaped by the wrong things in a lot of ways.
Well, and Hazel as well. I think that like one of the things I thought was so interesting about this is that like I think she is given an offer she can't refuse, which is like he's like a knight in shining armor that comes in and is like, I will give you the most incredible life you could ever ask for. And like we've been conditioned to feel like that's the dream, that someone comes in and is like, guess what? You never have to worry about money again. You're going to not want for anything. You're going to live in a nice house, and it's a hell on earth. And we've seen so many examples of this, you know, throughout pop culture. And it's like, yeah, I thought a lot about it when I watched the Meghan and Harry interview, actually, where I was like, right, who wouldn't want to be a princess? And then you get there and you're like, what? And like, I gotta get out. And like, this is unsurvivable. And I think that like, you know, for both of them, maybe that's part of like the conditioning of our culture too, is that it's like, you want this like perfect in a box, and then there's a happily ever after. And then we have the car, we have the house, we have the money, we have the gowns, we smile in front of everybody. And that actually it's suffocating for her, but also, you know, there's like an abyss between them. I don't know, Billy?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that my example was Cinderella, this like story of this perfect love story, and it's not true. It doesn't exist. I think it's, I don't know, love's about listening and opening up and being receptive and just available and not trying to put control on it. And I think Byron does not know how to do that.
Planes, shotguns, acting like you're running for your life.
Hazel!
Have you ever thought of just lowering your standards in terms of general happiness?
He's watching us right now for a chip that he implanted in my brain.